Hey folks, Duffy here from Casual Panic, and in today's video, I want to talk about a game that has been a surprise hit for me and some of my friends, and that game is Valorant. And the reason I want to talk about it today is because I never expected to play the game as much as I have been, and so today's video is about why I'm playing more Valorant. Reason number 1, the team game aspect. Now, as someone that used to play a lot of Siege, and if you've watched a previous video, you'd know why Jason and myself are not as into it lately, I've really been looking for a game that has that team feel when playing in a shooter. And so we've really been looking for a team-based game that's still a shooter at the same time like Siege was. And it seems Valorant has really come the closest to that for a couple of reasons. And while it has its trade-offs with Siege and definitely has a different style of gameplay, we really feel that that's the closest we've come to having that same team mechanic where we're still playing against another team and we're not in a battle royale or in some sort of public big lobby. It's simply 5v5, one team's gonna win. And for us, that's something we find fulfilling and it really meets our needs for the gameplay. Reason number 2, player diversity. Now, some people might not agree, but for me personally and my friends, when we play Valorant, it is the game where we have seen the most gender diversity throughout any game we've played. If you jump on a round of Valorant, the moment you jump on, there's a 50-50 chance that somebody of another gender will be in that game and be talking on the mic. And that's something that we find pretty cool. While we know there's toxicity that can be faced when that happens, I tend to find it a very refreshing experience when I see a diverse group of people playing the game, and I for one think that's really cool. Reason number 3, the lore and the sci-fi fantasy aspect. Now, I've tried playing games that are similar to Valorant, such as CSGO, but what I find to be the most exciting part about Valorant is that you have a backstory, a lore, and an element of sci-fi and fantasy that truly improves the feeling of the game and makes it a lot more fun, and I would say it helps tone down the seriousness when playing the game. Granted, you're always going to have the sweaty playstyles that you see in a game and people learning the quickest and fastest way to get kills, but the reality is the addition of these different abilities can really add to the team mechanics and also make it so that you get something fresh to do with each character. Reason number 4, patient gameplay. Now, when you play other games like a battle royale like Apex or Call of Duty, and even some of Siege nowadays too, you'll start to learn that these games are getting a lot more fast-paced than they need to. And a really cool thing about Valorant is while there are some people that have learned how to play the game fast, and there are roles specifically for that, which is a cool thing, the reality is that if you chose to play this game patiently and calmly, you'll still get rewarded for how you play. It doesn't matter if you're the best shooter in the game, your abilities can still help out your team and you can sort of take a step back and do what you need to. And that's not something you can easily find in other games while you're playing. It can tend to be pretty difficult to find something where you're not being forced to rush in and just run and gun. And so it's really cool to see Valorant incorporating a playstyle like that. Now, I do have 2 big caveats when it comes to Valorant, and I have a rebuttal for both of them. First of all, the fucking gun skin prices, dude. Listen, I understand, Riot's gotta make money. I get it. But that is expensive. And the funny thing is, I'm not that mad about it. I've learned to understand it because I know it's a free game. I know that's what they choose to do. You don't have to get that stuff, and if you choose to get it, that's fine. I've given into it as well. But just as Hoda mentioned in a previous video of ours, it's something that starts to land on the level of loot boxes, but that would only really matter if the game was already paid for. My second one is the level of toxicity that you might see in the game. It truly can have moments where people are extremely toxic to their teammates, and even though you may not be able to kill someone as easily on your team as you can in CSGO and get banned for it, people have found ways around it using their character's abilities, and that's really unfortunate. But I will really ask the question, is it really more toxic than other games? And my answer is probably not. There are plenty of other games where you will see the same type of toxicity, but you might not see as much complaining about it because it's just become a common thing in the game. As someone that came from playing Siege almost every day, I started to realize that, oh wow, that game actually is very toxic, because it was pretty common to just shoot your teammate if they boarded up a wall you didn't want them to. So I'm really not that mad about it, and I think Valorant's been well more of a welcoming community than anything else. But let me know what you think. Has Valorant been on your radar and have you been playing a ton of it? I know the game has already had some popularity because of Riot and its background already, and that people have really been jumping into it because of the CSGO type of game that it is. But what do you think compared to it? Do you think it's more fun? Do you think it's a game that's going to last for a long time? Or do you think this is just a fad? Tell us in the comments, and if you like this video, feel free to give a like and subscribe, and if you feel like hitting that bell, it's pretty cool, you might be willing to do it, I'd appreciate it, but I'm not going to stop you if you don't. But thanks as always for checking out a Casual Panic video, and we will see you in the next one, everybody.
It's free real estate.